Hi, my name is Derek Slack, and we are the Bounty Brothers. This is my brother Robert, and he's a pretty interesting guy. So he thought of a way to just get the word out about some of his exploits and what he's been doing as a bounty hunter. He was a bounty hunter for 13 long years.
Yeah, 13 long, crazy years.
So during the show, the Bounty Brothers, we're going to be talking about all of some stories from bounty hunters. We're going to have guests on. My brother's going to be sort of the main driver of the stories because he's got some wild stories. Some I've heard, some are going to be brand new to me and you. So this should be very interesting. Isn't that right, Robert?
Yeah, it should be fun. We should have a lot of fun doing this. I will bring in a few of my buddies who actually bounty hunted with me. Hopefully my other brother comes in because he's the one that actually got me into this.
Okay. Our brother Fred. And there is actually a show on cable. What's that show called?
Yeah, it's called America's Hardest Bounty Hunters, and we also had U.S. Bounty Hunters. So most of those shows are pretty crazy. Most of them are pretty crazy. We have some pretty crazy scenes, but most of the stories that you will hear will be stories that aren't on the show.
Okay. All right. So Google that. America's Hardest Bounty Hunters and U.S. Bounty Hunters. There was an actual show that was out there, and you're gonna hear stories from just all the exploits and behind the scenes of what some of these crazy cases were. Yeah. All right. So Robert, tell me about yourself. Who are you?
Well, I get this question a lot. I get the question about how did you get started in bounty hunting?
No. We'll get there.
All right, okay.
Who are you?
Well, I'm right now I'm a family man.
He's a pretty humble guy. Dude was in the Army. Come on now.
Well,
not only that, he's a veteran. Come on, man.
Well, I'm a veteran. I'm a war veteran. I have a lot of crazy stories from that, but I will never share those because they're a little bit too crazy. I have a lot of friends that were in the military. I'm part of a lot of military groups. I deal with. I actually now work for the VA. Mm-hmm. I work for the VA. I try to help a lot of veterans with getting their benefits, helping them with their benefits. But that's not exactly what I do for the VA. I work in process improvement. But the one thing I do love, my biggest passion is actually helping veterans.
Okay.
Veterans and kids.
Veterans and kids, because you got a few kids.
Yeah, I got many kids.
Got many kids.
I got many kids.
All Slacks have many kids.
Yeah.
Our father has 8 kids and 35, 40 grandkids. So that'll tell you.
Yeah.
I'll tell you a lot about him. So Robert actually spent some time in California. Tell me about that.
You talking about when I was in.
I don't know.
Okay, well,
I don't know much about my brother, so I'm learning as we go along.
California was right after high school.
This dude used to have a curl. Come on.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you see I'm bald now. So I had a curl. I was hot because all the ladies. I did back in the day. But yeah, I was out there. I went to college out there. I screwed all that up. I screwed all that up. But
all Slacks.
Yeah.
Then we get together afterwards.
Yeah, I lived with my aunt at the time. I was real young then. I didn't know where I was going in my life, and I actually ended up moving back to East St. Louis because we're actually from East St. Louis, Illinois.
Yes, sir.
Even though we're a highly educated family. Mm-hmm. Highly educated family. I left Fresno, California. Moved to back to East St. Louis, Illinois. And when I moved back to East St. Louis, Illinois, I was floundering. Mm-hmm. I used to have one of the worst tempers. It was ridiculous. I was an idiot. The thing that turned me around was the Army. I went in the Army, and then I had I went into the chemical field. But there's a lot of different things that you can do with chemicals. But I learned.
Don't smoke them.
Yeah, don't smoke them. I never did any of that. Yeah, so I went in the military. It really changed me. It changed my life. It turned me around. The military is not for everyone. It's not for people who don't go in there if you just want the college money, because you may go to war. Because I actually went to war. I was stationed at did my training at Fort McClellan I went to Fort Polk. Love Fort Polk. Most people hate Fort Polk. Love Fort Polk. I left for. I went to Fort Irwin for desert training. We got called from Fort Irwin with it, which is dry heat, straight from there to Saudi Arabia,
Mm.
which is 100% humidity and 125 degree temperatures. Which the worst thing, that's not the worst thing about Saudi Arabia. Not the worst thing. The worst thing are the flies. The flies are horrible. They will bite you and all type of crap. So that's enough about Saudi Arabia. Left Saudi Arabia, went back to Fort Polk, left Fort Polk, went to Germany for 3 years. Any person who went to Germany, especially male, especially brown skinish, you loved Germany. Enough said about Germany. I will not talk
This
about
is a family show, guys.
This is a family
Come
show.
on.
I will not talk about Germany anymore. Now I left Germany. I left Germany and went to Fort Bragg. I was in the 82nd Airborne Division. Got hurt and then got out. So I don't think we're gonna get into how I got into bounty hunting because
Well, we might. So that's a pretty compelling story. So for all you listening out there, the recap is he had a rocky upbringing,
yeah,
and then it led him to the military, which saved his life. Even though he went in harm's way, he was in the first Gulf War back in the early '90s, '91, and made his way. Now he's a boring family guy that just sits at home and raises his kids, which is commendable. So I want to applaud my brother for being such a great father and a great husband. So it is attainable for us black men.
He shows you he still does not know me. Still a little crazy.
All slacks are crazy. So how did you get into bounty hunting?
So I was in the military, and one thing about me is like my brother. He was my older brother. He was in the military as well way back when, and I'd come home. And then my brother was already bounty hunting. I'm not going to tell that story because I want him to tell it. Because someone tried to murder my brother, which is the reason why he went into bounty hunting. So, because the police couldn't catch him, which was crazy. But he went into bounty hunting, and then my brother was like, I was always the crazy one. Everyone thought, hey, Robert's the crazy one. Robert would do anything. Robert would fight. Robert would do all type of crazy stuff. I don't do no fighting anymore. I'm not that guy anymore.
He's a third degree black belt?
Yeah, one of those. But I don't do none of that stuff anymore. I like staying home with my kids playing softball and stuff like that. But my brother, he was just like, he started bounty hunting. He was just like, okay, you're getting ready to get out. You should do this. I was like, I don't know about it. He was like, you should do this. He was like, you're crazy. You're not afraid of anything. You would do anything. You should do this. So I got out of the military, and it took me a couple of months. Then I ended up becoming a bounty hunter. That's how I started. And we'll talk later about why we actually started filming our cases. Because we started filming our cases because one of our bounty hunters killed a person. And we're going to talk about that on the show.
Well, it's getting deep already. So we are the Bounty Brothers, and this is our first show. So stay with us, like and subscribe. And the next episode, we're going to get into one of his crazy, crazy stories. You want some merchandise? We got thebountyhunters.com, and we have a YouTube channel. We also have Facebook, and we have Twitter and Instagram. So we're everywhere. So we're the Bounty Brothers. I'm happy to be doing this with my brother. More to come later. What you guys say?
And just to clarify, we're going to be called the Bounty Brothers. We're the Bounty Brothers.
What did I say? The Bounty Hunters?
The Bounty Hunters. Yeah, the Bounty Hunters. We will be called the Bounty Brothers. We will have merchandise. Please,
not the Brownie Brothers.
Not the
Bounty Brothers.
Yo, I have a I have something called big lip syndrome. So I might fumble my words because my lips are too big.
Yeah, but this ain't got to be nothing but just love. We're right now in the basement. We're just want to do something great carry on the legacy and get some of these stories out there. Like I said, I ain't heard all of them, and I'm ready. I'm really eager to learn more. So more to come.
So this should be fun. If you subscribe and to the channel and send us some comments. Tell us what you want to know about bounty hunting, what you want to know about us. Right. If you want us to actually view some videos, to look at some videos and see what we actually did, just tell us what you want us to do.
Right. And the gray hair, I'm still younger than him by a lot of years. Yeah, so you can also rate us and who's cuter. No,
who's sexier. So that is a crazy thing. I didn't want to say that. I didn't want to say that earlier.
Hold on.
I can't say, yeah, he shows some muscle. I can't say he's my little brother because he's taller and bigger than me. So he can beat me now. So
he's just old. He's still crazy.
He's my younger brother. Okay.
All right, so we're going to have a lot of fun. Like and subscribe.
Bounty Brothers out.